Hello, everyone, and welcome to Beyond Focus TV. I'm starting with a whole smile because tonight we have with us one of the Haitian musicians within our community that is doing extremely well in terms of promoting our culture. With him is the producer behind him. As you know, H Factor, Uneek, is here to talk about what we're doing to promote Haitian music within American culture. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, I'll introduce Uneek to you first, and then as we continue, we'll introduce Mr. Monvelyno Alexis. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Beyond Focus TV. As we stated earlier, that we are doing what we call a cultural awareness within the Haitian community and how we're merging the Haitian culture within the American culture. As you know, H Factor should not have to be introduced anymore because you know you've been here too many times, and then you're a part of the community, part of BCAT and part of Beyond Focus TV, trying to promote what we call Haitian culture. Interestingly enough, met Mr. Monvelyno Alexis before. I love the way he performs, by the way. I just wanted to know, how are you involved with him?
Well, I saw him performing a few times and stuff, and one day we had an event, and he approached me. We started talking, exchanging ideas, and and some of the things and the possibilities of us working together, for the betterment of the community as far as the culture goes and stuff like that. So we teamed up, and initially I was pushing this movement called H Factor. H Factor, which stands for History, Heritage, Humanity, Harmony, Heart. And the objective of that is to create a bridge and build relationships and create a movement within the mainstream, but representing our culture at the same time. So Monvelyno fit in perfect because he's an artist of many talent, and there isn't a genre of music that he can't do. So that even the idea of H Factor, that's what it implements. It implements the Racine, Zouk, Compa, you name it, all of the styles of Haitian music, and at the same token have influences of jazz, hip hop, African rhythms, all types of stuff. So at the end of the day, it made sense. So it was right up our alley to team up with Monvelyno. He's a great artist, and there's a lot of things that he's going to bring to the table. And he's definitely a powerhouse within the movement. To help take it to the next level. And he's also an artist that draw also.
I know.
So it's not just,
he's a man behind I really like the fact that you guys are working together, because one of the things that we've had you on the show before. We've talked about you as a producer. You are trying to create this idea where we have Haitian performers, American performers, and Haitian American performers that are just promoting music in general.
Exactly.
But having Monvelyno, who is typically, when I first met him, I was like really wow and awe, because based on his age, based on his ideas, you can't comprehend how he understands the culture of music. That's one. The culture of Haitian music, and he's not afraid to promote what it is that he believes that makes us as Haitians into this world. And I think it's extremely important for history to speak. for oneself. He understands the history behind the music.
Well, it's very important that you say that because in order for you to be able to transcend and connect with people, because, you know, a lot of times, you know, there's something within that artist and that fire in that belly that they have. And when people sitting back watching and, you know, and appreciating what they're bringing forth and bringing to the table, it's that something. It's that it factor that certain artists have. Like when you watch Lenny Kravitz and, you know, so many artists out there, whether it's Michael Jackson, there's that something that that person has. So the thing is, it definitely has to begin with you having the vision and having a passion and then making that connection with the crowd. Because when you look at Psy, the guy that made Gangnam Style.
Exactly.
I mean, that's a phenomenon, you know? And I like to bring him up because when I'm talking to most of the artists, I explain to them that at the end of the day, you know, artists can say what they want. It's a numbers game. How many people know you exist so they can make the decision, I'm going to support that? So if 1 billion people know you exist and they decide, even if 10% of that billion people, you understand what I'm saying?
If you bring it up Psy, there's a whole different, like, I would use him in a totally different ballgame. As part of it is that if you believe in what it is that you know, that you like. Because, you know, to each and every one of us, music means something different.
Yeah, but here go the key. You said culture. Remember, he was speaking his language through the whole song.
Through the whole song, yes.
So he didn't get it twisted. So just you know, just like how we're doing with H Factor, we don't get it twisted because we keep in our culture as the foundation, but the main objective is to connect mainstream. He kept his culture connected mainstream.
Music is what it is
so
to each one of us, like, based on what it is, and then people can appreciate it. So for me, when I met Monvelyno at a jazz fest, because you know, like if you understand Haitian music, or if you listen to Haitian music, a lot of us listen to Haitian music. I listen to old Haitian music because I'm like old school. My parents listen to old music. My friends listen to old music. Seeing him playing Haitian voodooism jazz, which is like it's totally like what is like what is that? Yes, it's an experience. It's an experience. So what I wanted to get out of it, and what I'm hoping for people to kind of there are two things. One, culturally speaking, that we embedded into something.
Exactly.
Two is that music speaks to the heart.
Definitely.
And if you understand the transition of history and music, he makes that connection so well, so well put together. And that's why people like him, people like you, young people who are trying to get people to understand what the culture of, what our culture is, what Haitian culture is, what people's culture is, period.
Exactly.
You understand, getting people to embrace that, I think it's phenomenal.
Yes,
you know?
yes. And then, you know, and that's one of the things that moved me, because as an artist myself, you know, I want to work with artists and find artists that understands that, you know, this is not a game. You know, if you say you live and breathe this, when you stand on that stage, you have to be able to connect with your viewers and your consumers, so you could become successful. You know, and when you have that natural passion and that natural connection, you know, the rest is history. It definitely works out, and he's definitely a force to be reckoned with. And,
okay, well, I know he's going to perform 2 songs for us. Can you briefly tell us about those 2 songs?
Well, the 2 songs that he's doing is called "This Song," which is one of my favorite, and "Finding Myself" is another song that he's going to be performing, and 2 excellent songs, and he have a way of creating variations of his music, like, you know, whether it's a Bob Marley song or any of his songs of his own. At a drop of a dime, he could switch it up and give you jazz, give you pop, give you reggae, you know. And then, and matter of fact, there's a new song that we're getting ready to release called "Live, Love, Laugh," and that's one of the new videos that we're going to be promoting. So everyone look out for that, you know, because that's one of the songs that's going to implement the culture, and at the same time, it's also mainstream, but it's more dance. It's just coming from a dance, like,
I'm looking
you know,
forward to
dance
that
aspect. So it's going to be, you know. Something.
Well, let's introduce the man.
Thank you, the man. Monvelyno.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll introduce you the artist, Mr. Monvelyno Alexis. We'll be right back.
All right.
This song, it's a little demo for my country. This song, it's a little demo for my Haiti. This song, it's a little demo for my country. song, it's a little demo for my Haiti. I want my country to be free. I want my people to be free. I want my country to be what it was before, when it was called the island's pearl. I want my country to be young again. I want my people to be free. I want my folks to be what they were before. I want my country to be free. This song, it's a little demo for my country. This song, I love it for my Haiti.
And welcome back to Beyond Focus TV. Before we took a break, I did tell you I was going to introduce to you Mr. Monvelyno Alexis. So without further ado, Mr. Alexis, welcome.
Thank you very much. I have to say thank you for to be on Focus TV, and thank you to you, and thank you to Uneek and the whole team, and thank you very much, guys. I'm ready for you.
Oh, sure. You know, I've talked about you extensively. I've talked about you to my producer before you came on the show, like way since September. One of the things I'd like for the community to know is a little bit of the man behind the music. So tell them who you are, what you do, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay. My name is Monvelyno Alexis. I was raised and born in Haiti, Port-au-Prince, and grew up in church. And after that, make my turn to ethnology, anthropology studies, because I wanted to know myself. When I learned about my history, I said there's more about me that I needed to know. And then I involved in music, but I got involved in music since I was in church. That's where I learned music. So afterwards, I took my turn, and then I just studied with a lot of people. I was so lucky. I had Tugo Teodat. I studied with Claude Carré, like all the best musicians in Port-au-Prince. So after that, I kept going with my anthropology studies, go to the Lakou, Soukri, Souvnas, Badjo, make my research about voodoo, because my mom is a priestess.
That's why I'm so glad you said that. Okay.
And she was like, she sent me to church, but she was still like doing her voodoo thing. And then I couldn't really believe why she did that. And then one day I asked a question, I'm like, why you sent me to church and you're doing this? And my church just said, you are the devil. She said, devil, no, that's what's crazy about the church. You see, how come can I be the devil? I'm your mother. I'm the one who was paying for you to be in that school.
Wow.
You know, I'm the one who's taking care of you. You see, it's twisted what they're putting in your head. She said, I want you to see the difference. I don't want you to make that choice, you know, like when you get blind, whatever. I want you to know that I pushed you to go to church to learn their doctrine and to learn their philosophy. Okay. And so I can help you with this, because I don't want you to get lost, to be blind. Older, it's worse when you're blind, when you're old.
Oh my God, that's such a true statement. What I wanted to, and you just said it, like I've been enlightened. You know, we understand as a people the concept of voodooism, of what it is. We know culturally it's part of our culture, right? Yes. But we do not want to accept it. People are, it's one of those things, like, you know, I mentioned to you earlier that last night I was talking to someone about meeting you, and I talk about your studies, and I'm talking, and he's like, it was the negative attitude towards it. For me, it's like, wow, you know, I find a younger person who's embracing our culture, because I think part of who you are is for you to know your history. And I talk about history, I talk about culture all the time. And another, for me to be who I am today, for me to be so proud of being a Haitian woman, for me to be so proud of being a Black woman, is for me to be able to understand where I came from and where I want to go. And for you to study that, like I was wondering, like, as to how did you get to just go into to study voodooism? But now you're saying your mom is a priest, but yet she sent you to Catholic. I mean,
it's a Baptist church.
Baptist church
called Collège Évangélique Maranatha. It's located on 4e Avenue Bolos,
Wow.
in Port-au-Prince. She
Interesting.
sent me there, and then I started asking questions when I was turning 13, 14 to the pastors, and they couldn't really answer my questions because my mom her consciousness is very high.
Yes.
So I whenever she said something, I'm like, oh, I should ask my pastor about that. like something I was reading for her in the Bible where God was sorry about creating the world. He was saying that to Noah and Abraham. And I said, Ma, how come God is sorry? My church just said God is supposed to be omniscient, omnipresent, like God is everywhere at the same time. I don't understand. He said, ask your pastor.
And then when you asked him,
and then my mom said, before you ask your pastor, you have to check that passage too. You know, the passage that said, God said, I'm not a God who should be sorry or can be sorry. I'm not a God who's that. It's just a huge contradiction.
And you were doing all of this at 13 years old? 13,
14, yeah. They made me read the Bible 6 or 7 times.
Okay.
You know, it was amazing. It was good for me because that opened my eyes, that made me see all the things. Okay. So when I asked them these questions, and all the time I kept asking them questions, and someday they said I'm possessed by the devil.
I don't know.
So when they found out that my mom was a
priestess, oh my God!
Because one time in the church they asked me, they said, yeah, the devil, whoever he's a pagan, that person doesn't have any light, and if the person doesn't have any light, the person is the devil's son or the devil's whatever. And I said, oh, my mom is not Christian, and the pastor said, what do you want to say? I said, my mom is not Christian, so my mom is a pagan. My mom is the devil. And the pastor said, it's complicated. It's not something you can understand, because if you want your mom to be this or to be that, you have to bring your mother to the church, and Jesus is going to accept her, whatever. And I said, how come my mom can be the devil? She's sending me here. She's feeding me. She's taking good care of me. She's doing this. How can the devil can do all these things? And I don't know. I'm not sure.
But it's a concept. You understand? Like for me, it's a concept of who we are as a people. I don't want to take too much, because this story could go so far. This is so deep. You know what? On that note, don't make a comment yet, because we have to take a break.
Okay.
We're gonna take a short break, and then we're gonna play one of your songs, right?
Okay.
And we're gonna come back and continue our conversation, because I know you're gonna perform for us, but we're gonna continue our conversation. We're gonna take a short break. I hope you are enjoying this as much as, because I'm being enlightened right now. We'll be right back.
If you love yourself, say yeah, yeah. If you like yourself, say yeah, 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 yeah. If you find yourself, say yeah, 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 yeah. If you love yourself, say yeah, yeah. If you like yourself, say yeah, 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 yeah. If you find yourself, say yeah, 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 yeah. Say yeah, 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 yeah. Different I am from my looking, different from what I see, different from my image. I know I am somewhere else, maybe in a tree, maybe in a stone. How hard it's gonna be to find me, maybe in the sea, maybe in the wind. I don't know how I'll be when I'll find me. With hope I will, with strength I will, with will I will. Yeah, I believe I'll find myself. Believe I'll find myself. If you love yourself, say yeah, yeah. If you like yourself, say yeah, 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 yeah. If you find yourself, say yeah, 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 yeah. If you like yourself, say yeah, yeah. How pretty you can be when you can see yourself. How trustful you can be when you can hear yourself. How pretty you can be if you can leave yourself. Now tell me, is it worth it to look for yourself? Maybe in a tree, maybe in a stone. How hard it's gonna be to find me. Maybe in the sea, maybe in the wind. I don't know how I'll be when thou find me. With hope I will, with strength I will, with will I will. Yeah, I believe I'll find you. I believe I'll find me. You saved my life.
Welcome back to Beyond Focus TV. We were having one of those like intense. Positive and influential conversations, but I need to kind of like guide it back to like the music part, right? Because you and I, we need to continue this conversation, but we'll just take the jazz part. So per my understanding, you play 5 instruments, or is it 6?
I used to, but now my main focus is the guitar. But I started with the guitar. I started when I was in high school, flute, trumpet, saxophone, clarinet. And then drums, drums,
yes,
little drum set, and then I went to study conga, Haitian drums.
Yes.
So when I got there, this is when I understood how to make my music, because my music is based on the Haitian rhythms.
Yes. So let's get to the Haitian rhythms within the jazz part, like which is, you know, like what your background is really. You love the instrument conga, and you love to play the drums. And then how did you get into the conga and the jazz together?
It's a combination. When I get out of church, I met Hugo Theodat. He's a jazz master with the Widmeyer, and we were like, they introduced me to jazz, and then I fell in love with it, because there's that part in that expression part. You express yourself through the instrument or to whatever you're doing. So I'm like, I like this. So and then I started to learn harmony. And then I was traveling back and forth in the U.S., and then I come here, I was seeing a girl, and she's like, there's a scholarship in Berkeley. And I said, really? Yeah, if you pass the test, there's audition and stuff. If you pass it, they're gonna take you. I said, I will go. And then I went to Boston, and I passed the test, and I was so proud of myself.
That's
because
good.
Berkeley was like,
it is the best school
in the world. And then I was in Berkeley for 2 years learning jazz harmony, you know, very complicated harmony, and put on top of the rhythm that I've learned in Haiti, it becomes it become my chemistry.
Yeah. So right now you guys are working, I understand you guys are working in a collaboration of a new video. You guys have out new CD. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Uneek and I, we have a big piece in common, a big thing. He's a producer.
Yes.
You know, and
Haitian culture.
And he knows the Haitian culture, and he's an artist himself.
Yes.
So when I met him, I've known him, you know. When I saw him and he was doing that party, and I saw the party was crowded, I was like, wow, something is going on here. So let me talk to someone, you know.
Yeah.
So I talked to him, and we linked, and we talk. And when we talk, I see we have a lot of in common for the Haitian culture, for the dream, for the goal. Because our goal is to take the Haitian music to the next level.
Next level.
And it doesn't matter where it's going to go, as far as we can. So when he said these things, he said, H Factor, this is what H Factor does. This is what to turn the Haitian music into the mainstream. To put it at the same level with everybody else. I said, wow.
Yeah.
And then when I go home and I'm like, all right, so I called him, I said, we need to sit and talk about business so we can just work together.
Okay.
And the interesting thing, before you start, C. Monvelyno, first of all, for you to come up with the idea to create a genre of music that's going to implement mainstream, that's a tall order. So the bottom line is, in my mind, I know it's possible only because when you know artists like Monvelyno and artists like myself and some of the artists that we have that's part of this movement, or artists that we're gonna collaborate with, we want that artist that really understands the bigger picture. You know, anything that you believe in, you have to be. You know, if you're a kid and your parents say, okay, you know, I would like you to be a doctor when you grow up. if you don't believe it yourself that that's what you want to be,
Yeah,
no matter
it's
what
not
they
gonna
do,
happen.
it's not going to happen.
It's not gonna
So the
happen.
thing is, you have to have that something within
Yes.
already. So that's part of some of the things that I look for when I see artists, and you know, and when they're performing. Again, it's just that something that they have. That if you're talking about moving a mountain, you have the right team to be able to move that mountain, and it's possible.
Let me ask you guys a question right now. As you know, it's been 3 years since the earthquake in Haiti. How Uneek and Monvelyno are trying to make a difference in terms of rebuilding Haiti, and your own concept of what that would be?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, when the earthquake first happened, there was a lot of things that I did, you know,
Yes, you
and
did.
again, I actually used music to be
Yes.
able to help, you know, different people and stuff like that. You know, a lot of the CDs sold, and then, you know, I connected directly with a lot of the people to do certain things. But for me, the bigger picture is empowerment. Empowerment meaning being able to create something and creating a lane that they can actually feed themselves.
Yes.
and keep emulating that. So just like hip hop, just like reggae music, we, you know, because I think music is a very big piece.
It is.
That if we're able to implement that and implement that movement, it is part of pushing our culture, promoting our culture, so we could create an institution. And the more institutions that we have in our community, the more powerful that we are, the more we have an opportunity to leave legacies. And that's what it's about.
Great.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of things after the earthquake. I played more than 200 fundraising for the country. So I started that, but I kept pushing the movement, because I think Haiti needs a big revolutionary.
Yes.
A big revolution. You know,
Yes.
we should push, and it's not physical revolution anymore.
I hope
It's-
people understand that.
Yeah, it's
You know?
more of emotional and psychological revolution we need, where like we educate people within the culture. We make them understand what the culture is about, and we make them understand you're not Haitian because they put a tag on you. You're Haitian because of your history, because of your culture, because of the way you talk, the way you think, because of your belief. And actually, this is why they're taking the belief away. They're turning them into, they're converting them into other things.
Yeah.
But we need to start, like, educate
And create
them.
that
Yeah,
movement.
we create that again.
Yes.
So we can have more leaders, because the main problem of Haiti is leaders. We don't have leaders.
Okay.
Everybody is trying, but they don't have conviction. They don't have the
get-go.
yeah.
Okay, on that note, this is the end of our segment. I know you're going to do a performance first, so we're going to get ready for you performing. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I can continue this conversation for like hours between the three of us. I think it's extremely interesting, extremely needed for us to understand what our culture is and our concept. So thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Hey,
And it's important, it's important that we connect with the community.
we need to connect.
This
This is the end of our show. Thank you for stopping by. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Boy. Till next